Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's been at the center of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the Nakba, or the catastrophe. This term refers to the events of 1948 when hundreds of thousands of Palestinians became refugees. But what actually happened during this time? What's myth and what's reality? Let's break it down from start to finish. To understand the Nakba, we need to rewind to the late 19th century. The Ottoman Empire controlled the land known today as Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza. For centuries, Jews and Arabs lived in this region, but with different levels of autonomy and under various empires. By the late 1800s, Zionism emerged, a movement advocating for a Jewish return to their ancestral homeland due to rising persecution in Europe. This led to increased Jewish immigration to Palestine, which was still part of the Ottoman Empire. After World War I, the British took control under the Mandate for Palestine, and the Jewish population grew significantly. Arab leaders and communities felt threatened by this demographic shift, leading to increased tensions. The Holocaust in Europe, which resulted in the genocide of 6 million Jews, intensified the urgency for a Jewish state. In 1947, after years of failed negotiations and increasing violence, the United Nations proposed a partition plan to divide the land into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem as an internationally controlled city. The Jewish community accepted the plan, despite its limitations, a fragmented and vulnerable state. However, the Arab leadership rejected the proposal, unwilling to accept any Jewish sovereignty in the region. Almost immediately, violence erupted, with attacks targeting Jewish and Arab civilians. The rejection of the plan was a critical turning point. Instead of a peaceful solution, it led to war. On May 14, 1948, Israel declared independence, and within hours, the new state was invaded by the combined forces of Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon. These nations, vastly outnumbering the newly formed Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, sought to destroy Israel at its birth. The war was brutal, with atrocities committed by both sides. Many Palestinian Arabs fled their homes during the conflict, some out of fear, some due to the chaos of war, and others because Arab leaders urged them to leave temporarily, promising a swift return after an expected Arab victory. Simultaneously, Jewish communities in Arab nations faced severe violence and persecution, resulting in the expulsion of nearly 850,000 Jews who had lived there for centuries. The reasons for the Palestinian exodus are often simplified, but the reality is complex. Some villages were forcibly evacuated due to their involvement in attacks on Jewish communities. Others left to avoid being caught in the crossfire. While there were cases of expulsion, there were also instances where Jewish leaders pleaded with Arab residents to stay and build a future together. Meanwhile, Arab states refused to integrate Palestinian refugees, keeping them in camps as political symbols against Israel. In contrast, Israel absorbed hundreds of thousands of Jewish refugees from Arab lands, integrating them into society. Unlike most refugee crises, the Palestinian refugee issue has been maintained for decades. Many countries absorb refugees and integrate them, but Arab states have largely refused to grant citizenship to Palestinians, using their statelessness as a tool against Israel. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, is dedicated solely to Palestinian refugees, defining them uniquely, including descendants, which perpetuates the refugee status across generations. Meanwhile, the voices of Jewish refugees expelled from Arab lands are often neglected in discussions, despite their comparable losses. The claim that Israel systematically expelled Palestinians ignores the documented pleas for peace and the complex circumstances of war. The label of ethnic cleansing is often used as a political weapon, disregarding the fact that Israel has repeatedly sought peace agreements, most of which were rejected by Palestinian leadership. The tragedies on both sides are real, but a one-sided narrative does not lead to understanding or resolution. The Nakba remains a painful chapter in history, but to truly understand it, We must examine all perspectives and historical contexts. Acknowledging the complexities does not diminish the suffering, but instead opens a path toward deeper understanding and potential reconciliation. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue the conversation and strive for a balanced perspective. Also, tell me in the comments what your opinion is on the Nakba. I am reading all the comments. Again, thank you for watching. This video took me ages to make, so reward it with a like. God bless you, and until next time.